Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will you be arrested for giving Eric a black eye? According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Eric Forrester will attempt to break up a fight this coming week. That might, however, result in both Will Spencer's arrest and his injury. Let's talk about this controversial theory as you continue to read. The impulse of Elector Forrester. Will has been told to avoid Elector Forrester at all costs. But following the episode's moon-gazing scene, it becomes evident that we, like Romeo and Juliet, are destined. In the show, Will even brought up that point. Although Will doesn't intend to die like in Shakespeare's play, it does suggest that both families are destroying each other. Not only from one another, but also from destiny. At first, Electra consented to avoid Will going forward. She might not be able to help herself, though. The promo video for the upcoming week features Electra. Electra's emotionally distressed expression, which she does so masterfully, may be observed in one brief scene. The woman is present before the major altercation but remains silent. Electra is discovered at the bikini bar and appears to want to be with Will. Eric Forrester gets in the way. Eric approaches Will right away and tells him to avoid Electra. The fact that RJ Forrester is also present only exacerbates the situation. Will is quite rude, but Eric has no authority over grown-ups. The young man refers to Eric as an old man and asserts that he is free to do as he pleases. The brawl of RJ Forrester. According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, RJ freaked out when Will refers to Eric as old man. RJ rushes over and snatches Will by the collar of his shirt, preparing for a losing battle. Once more. To be clear, in my opinion, RJ is the aggressor in this scene. Will is not initiating the argument this time, but he should surely learn to keep his lips shut. All of that is the responsibility of RJ, who wants to act tough. Is Spencer going to get arrested? But Eric begins to approach Will and RJ. The father wants to end the altercation. But how likely is it that Eric will end up with a black eye instead? Naturally, I don't believe Will intentionally strike Eric. But RJ would never acknowledge that he injured his own grandfather. RJ is going to exaggerate the severity of this situation. Will might be taken into custody, but this could also lead to a major controversy for both fashion businesses. Since Logan is relatively new, any negative publicity will reflect poorly on him. Will is the proprietor's son in addition to being an employee. In the eyes of the public, that looks awful. The media might then make a lot of assumptions, particularly after Eric accused Logan of thievery. Will's arrest might ruin Katie Logan Spencer's, Heather Tom, new business and become front-page news. What if Will needs to be fired by Katie and Bill Spencer in order to keep Logan safe? Will's disrespect, Eric's harsh interview, and Katie's U-turn. The spoilers for the upcoming week of Bold and the Beautiful have been released. Anticipate a total U-turn from Katie Logan Spencer. But what does this mean for Logan? Eric Forrester also delivers a biting interview. Discover what will happen next in the CBS soap opera by continuing to read. The cruel interview with Eric Forrester. First, let's talk about Eric, who at last drops the couture collection. He will have an interview at the same time. This interview will include Katie and Hope Logan Spencer in addition to the couture brand. Eric tells a reporter holding a microphone that Logan is attempting to steal their thunder in a preview video clip for the week of. Eric then refers to them as thieves. Katie and Hope are, of course, watching the interview live. The women appear taken aback by Eric's stern remarks. The U-turn of Kate Logan Spencer. But it's also believed that Eric would experience a wave of emotions that could undermine his poise. Katie may become aware of the harm she has caused as a result of this. In my opinion, he has done nothing wrong, but in this soap opera, Brooke Logan Forrester must always prevail. We shall witness Katie and Brooke's attempts at reconciliation as the week goes on. But tries might be the key here. Beyond the fashion house feud, there are decades of pain. They won't discuss everything in a single conversation. According to spoilers for next week's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila Carter is performing well for everyone. But it's obvious that she is getting fixated on starting a family once more. John Finnegan is currently standing up for his biological mother. But Steffy Forrester Finnegan won't give the woman any space. They can't take the chance, and Steffy is correct. Additionally, it's inappropriate to force Steffy to consent to anything like this while she's still dealing with PTSD. As ardent supporters of Sheila, we say this. It's interesting to note that Deacon Sharp will give Sheila the benefit of the doubt. But I am concerned about the nature of that confidence. Will Spencer will also come into contact with Eric and RJ Forrester. Will is told by Eric to leave Elector Forrester. The young man is really rude to Eric and declines. RJ intervenes at that point, sparking a brawl. The issue arises when Eric tries to defuse the altercation. We can't help but wonder if Eric will unintentionally earn a black eye. The media would definitely comment about that. Melissa Dillon will assist Will over there. Sheila spirals, Eric melts down, and Katie finds peace. Spoilers for the upcoming week of The Bold and the Beautiful. Anticipate a reconciliation between two women. Can Sheila Carter's spiral into lunacy be halted in the meantime? Discover what will happen next in the CBS soap opera by continuing to read. Let's start with Eric Forrester. Next week, the patriarch will launch his couture brand. The man will also be interviewed to talk about all of Logan's betrayals of his family. Eric probably believes that they should take action before the media begins to wonder why everyone is quitting FC. As they watch a livestream, Hope Logan Spencer and Katie Logan Spencer gasp in disbelief. But there appears to be hope for Logan. It seems that Eric has made an emotional disclosure that has the potential to change everything. Indeed, I wonder if that's what sets up Katie and Brooke Logan Forrester's peaceful endeavor later this week. The Forresters remain adamantly opposed to the Spencer family even if the Logan sisters reconcile. Therefore, the romance between Will Spencer and Elector Forrester won't have much chance. When Will encounters Eric and RJ Forrester in the weekly preview clip, he must be intoxicated because he treats Eric disrespectfully and refers to him as old man. RJ tries to defend his granddad as a result. But Eric tries to intervene when the young men start fighting. Eric might be hurt or caught in the crossfire as a result of that. Will is advised by Eric to avoid Elector Forrester. Will chooses to refer to Eric as an old man rather than simply leaving. Will adds that he is free to do as he pleases. According to previews for the upcoming week of The Bold and the Beautiful, Katie will ultimately come to a revelation. It appears that by the end of the week, Katie and Eric will have a heart-to-heart. Could everyone be forgiven if Katie and Eric are able to reconcile? Melissa Dillon is another person who takes a risk. Naturally, Will, Elector's ex, will be the target of this move. But I'm curious about the implications for both her profession and Dillon's friendship. Which plotline do you most want to see this coming week? Will Spencer's wild, drunk night is heartbreaking. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, Will Spencer Jr. will keep pleading with Elector Forrester for another opportunity. However, spoilers indicate that Dollar Bill Jr.'s attempts at a reunion on the soap opera would be steamrolled by the Forrester family. Here's what will happen next, read on for all the information. If Will Spencer had known that beating RJ Forrester would lose him his girlfriend, he most likely would have reconsidered his actions on Bold and the Beautiful. After the most recent altercation, Elector Forrester won't be forgiving her ex anytime soon. Before the end of the week, the team at Forrester Creations will actually set her a deadline. B&B spoilers indicate that patriarch Eric Forrester will enforce the rule at work and prohibit his family from interacting with the Spencers. Elector Forrester will have to decide between Will Spencer Jr. and her career. She will make a decision before the end of the week, and poor Will won't be the one. Will Spencer Jr. is going to the bikini bar to drink away his grief after being left by Elector Forrester. Viewers of Bold and the Beautiful will remember that the last time he partied like a rock star, he unintentionally got Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, pregnant and didn't even realize it. According to soap opera spoilers, Will Spencer's return to the market will cause the women at the bar to go crazy. He might even end up having sex with an unexpected person, according to rumors. Will it be a random female from the pub or Melissa Dillon? Sheila spirals, Eric explodes, and Katie makes peace. Spoilers for the upcoming week of The Bold and the Beautiful have been released. Anticipate a peace agreement between two antagonistic individuals. Sheila Carter, meanwhile, has an uncertain future. Discover what will happen next in the soap opera by continuing to read. Let's begin with Eric Forrester. Next week, the man's couture line will be released. He is also scheduled to do an interview regarding the betrayals in the family. Katie Logan Spencer and Hope Logan Spencer watch Eric's interview on a screen. When Eric says that Logans are robbers, the women gasp. Later in the week, though, Katie breaks down in tears and apologizes to Eric and Donna Logan Forrester. Does this relate to the peace accord between Katie and Brooke Logan Forrester? Even if Katie and Brooke reconcile, it won't happen until the end of the week. It won't put an end to the war. When it comes to the Spencers, the Forrester family is still lethal. After R.J. Forrester attempts to uphold his grandfather's honor, things don't get much better. Will Spencer acts disrespectfully and intoxicated in a promotional clip. Will is advised by Eric to avoid Electra Forrester. Will chooses to refer to Eric as an old man rather than simply leaving. Will adds that he is free to do as he pleases. At that point, R.J. pursues Will. Thus, at Bikini Bar, the two will fight. Eric is injured, though, when he tries to break up the brawl. According to previews for the upcoming week of The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke won't be the only one attempting to reconcile. Katie will make an effort to reconcile with Eric. Expect Katie and Eric to talk about the past on Friday's show. They seem to be making progress toward mending their strained relationship. But is there any chance Katie can put things right? Additionally, there is Electra, who is committed to keeping her vow to Eric. But occasionally, the emotions can be more powerful than Eric's law. However, it appears likely that Melissa Dillon will approach Will before Electra has an opportunity to reconcile. I have to wonder how this will impact Dillon's employment and friendship. Lastly, Sheila doesn't seem to have a bright future. Stay tuned as Sheila descends back into insanity in the absence of Deacon Sharp. Which plotline do you most want to see this coming week? When the Forresters caught them off guard, Logan undermined their confidence. To reorganize, Ridge and Steffi halted all lines. They are aware that the fashion house's next move is being watched by the industry. For this reason, it is essential that the entire family concentrate on couture. By preventing Will from seeing Electra, Eric made this apparent to her. The Forresters prioritize one another. They must in order to use the couture line to restore FC's greatness. Sheila's voluntary signing of the divorce papers surprised Deacon. A nice one. He has desired to continue on with Taylor without considering his marriage. He was concerned that it would cause Sheila to return to her previous habits. But Sheila assured him that she was transformed by his love. Because of the love she experienced in their relationship, she is better able to manage her emotions. She was clinging to that aspect of their relationship, but she doesn't want to stay with someone who doesn't want her. She released him as he requested.